Hey, hello everyone and welcome back to FunMathology. Now today's topic is types of fractions. So we have already started the series fractions and this is part 3. Today our objectives are we'll be covering types of fractions, how to convert unlike fractions into like fractions, and we'll also see how an improper fractions can be represented in terms of mixed fractions. So let's start. So the first one in types of fraction is like fractions. Now what are like fractions? Like fractions are those fractions that have same denominator. Okay, so fractions having the same denominators are called like fraction. So let's take some example. See, 4 by 7 is one fraction. We have taken another fraction, 3 by 7, 12 by 7. See, these are all like fractions. Why? Because their denominator is 7. All the denominators are 7. So they have the same denominators. That is why these fractions are called like fractions. Let's come to unlike fractions, right? Now, unlike fractions are those fractions that have different denominators. So if like fractions have the same denominator, it is quite obvious that unlike fractions would be having different denominators. So we'll take few examples. So 5 by 13, 2 by 9 and 13 by 18, these are all fractions, but they are unlike fractions. Why? Because their denominators are all different. Why? Because 13, 9 and 18 are all different denominators. See, 13, 9 and 18, right? So this is the basic difference between like fractions and unlike fractions. So let's now come to the third point, that is how to convert. So these are two types of fractions. We'll come to other types of fractions later in this lecture only, but before moving on to that, let's come to how to convert unlike fractions into like fractions. So these are like fractions and unlike fractions. So you have seen unlike fractions have different denominators. Is there any way to convert unlike fractions into like fractions? Yes, there is a way. So let's follow the first step, then we'll move to the second step. So first step is find the LCM of the denominator. So whatever fractions you have, try to find out the LCM of the denominators. Now once you have found out the LCM of the denominators, multiply both numerator and denominator with a number. Now let's see what kind of number. We'll judge it such that the denominator is equal to the LCM. So with that kind of number, we should be multiplying numerator and denominator so that we can make the denominator equal to the LCM, right? So let's take one problem example. So let's take one example. Okay, so we'll try to convert 3 by 5. Okay, this is the first fraction, 2 by 3 and 9 by 10 into what? Unlike. So these are all unlike fractions. Why? Because their denominators are different. So we need to convert into like fractions, right? Now what you need to do, you need to find out the LCM of 5, 3 and 10. Now if you work out the LCM of 5, 3 and 10, you'll find out that LCM is 30. Got it? So this is the first step we have covered. Now what you need to do, now you write down the fractions one by one. So this is the first fraction, 3 by 5. Now what you need to do, 3 by 5. So I need to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. So what is the numerator? If you remember, this is the upper part of the fractions, above the division line, and below the division, the lower part is known as the denominator. So I need to multiply the denominator with such a number that it becomes the LCM. So see, so LCM is 30. How can I make 5 to 30? If I multiply by 6. So when I'm multiplying this by 6, it is becoming 30. So I need to multiply the numerator also by 6. Got it? So 18 by 30. Got it? So this is the first one. The next one, let's see. 2 by 3. Right? So how can I make 3? See, focus on the denominator. How can I make this equal to 30? If I multiply the denominator by 10, it will become 30, equal to the LCM, as we discussed in the step 2. So multiply the numerator also by 10. So it will become 20 by 30. Got it? Now the last one is 9 by 10. Got it? So how can I make 10 to be 30? So if I multiply it by 3, obviously I need to multiply the numerator also by 3. So it becomes 27 by 30. Now what have we done? See, in each of these converted fractions, all the denominators are now equal, 30, 30, 30. So we have successfully converted this unlike fractions into like fractions. Got it? So at the end of the problem, you should write that 18 by 30, 20 by 30 and 27 by 30 are like fractions. Got it? Now let's move to the third fraction. So we have covered two types of fractions. This is the third type of fraction. This is known as proper fractions. Now, fractions whose numerator is smaller than its denominator is called proper fractions. So let's take an example and let's try to find out what we are talking about. See, I have taken 5 by 9, right? So what is the numerator here? So the numerator is 5 and the denominator is 9. So the denominator 9 is greater than 5, right? So denominator is greater than numerator. See, so what is the definition of proper fraction? So proper fraction are those fractions whose numerator is smaller than denominator. So obviously denominator has to be greater than numerator. So see, the denominator is larger than the numerator. Such type of fractions is known as proper fractions. So it is quite obvious then, what is improper fractions? The fraction whose numerator is greater than its denominator. So we'll take one example. Let's reverse this one. So 9 by 5. So here, what is the numerator? 9. So numerator is greater than denominator. So we can say that in proper fraction the numerator is greater than the denominator. Improper fractions, and in proper fractions denominator should be greater than numerator. So this is the basic difference between proper fractions and improper fractions. So in proper fractions denominator should be greater, and in improper fractions the numerator should be greater than the denominator. Now let's come to the fifth type of fraction, that is known as mixed fractions. Now see, an improper fraction, see like here, an improper fractions can be written as a combination of a natural number like as a whole and a proper fractions. Now what does it mean? Now let's take an example. So I'll write it down. See, mixed fractions, what I said, should be or can be represented as quotient. This is the whole, and the proper fraction remainder divided by the denominator or the divisor, whatever. So in short we can write Q R D. So this is the whole, this is the This is the whole part and this is the proper fraction part, right? Now, so improper fraction can be represented as mixed fraction, where this will be represented in such a way: quotient, remainder divided by denominator. Now, what we mean by this, let's take one example. So let's take the 9 by 5 example. So what is the method? What is the method? So we'll take this in the next. See how an improper fraction makes a mixed fraction. So let's say we divide the improper fraction and represent it in the form of QRD. Okay. So what we have learned? So we have learned an improper fraction can be written as a combination of a natural number, as a whole, and then as a proper fraction, right? So this is a proper fraction. So mixed fraction can be written as quotient, remainder divided by denominator. So this is the whole and this is the proper fractions. So let's see how to do it, how an improper fraction makes a mixed fraction. So method is divide the improper fraction and represent it in the form of this. So we'll take the earlier example of improper fraction, that is 9 by 5. Got it? So let's divide 9 by 5. So 5 ones are 5. If I subtract it, the remainder will be 4. So see quotient. So this one is the quotient. Now what is this one? This one is the remainder. Now what is this one? This one is the denominator or the divisor. So I'll write quotient, this is 1, r, the remainder 4, divided by the 5, the remainder. So see, the improper fraction is represented by the mixed fraction. So this one is the whole. So we'll call it as 1 whole 4 by 5. So this is the proper fraction 4 by 5 and 1 is the whole. So for each and every improper fraction, I can represent it in this way. Got it? 1 4 by 5. Now see, if I reverse it, always remember, if I reverse it, so you will be getting this. If I reverse this, so how to reverse this? D into Q plus R. So what is that? So D into Q, that is 5 into 1 plus 4 is equal to 5 plus 4 is 9. So we get the numerator, obviously the divisor is 5, so 9 by 5. So if I break it down, again we'll get back to improper fraction. So how an improper fraction makes a mixed fraction? So we have shown you the method. So please do remember this. So we'll be needing these concepts and the type of fractions in the coming lectures. Okay. So in the next class or the next lecture, we'll be doing equivalent fractions. Okay. Thank you student for watching my videos. If you have any issues, please let me know. Okay. So thanks for watching. Bye bye. We'll soon meet.